Welcome back, everyone. This is TWIEBE from ProPhysique, and today we're going to talk about the when and the what of dieting. It is Monday, new week. The Arnold is coming up, taking off on Thursday for Columbus. Super excited. Never been to anything like this. So I am just so excited. I've been wanting to go, to this or the Olympia for so many years, and to finally have this opportunity to actually go. I can't wait to check it out, see the convention center, see just all these awesome people. If you follow me at all, and you're going, and you see me, come say hi. I would love to meet anyone who does follow my stuff. It would just be awesome to see those who are supporting me. I appreciate it all. But anyways, on to today's topic. So last week, we talked about the how or when, and then the what of reverse dieting. So what should a reverse diet look like? And when is it time to start reverse dieting? All right, so if you haven't watched those, go back, check those out. Some really good information on that. And so this week, I wanted to talk about the what and the how of dieting. So what should a diet look like? And when is it an appropriate time to start a diet? So I guess not the how, but more the when. And so this one, we're just going to cover both in this video. Pretty straightforward. So the assumption is that if you are going to start a diet, you have been quite consistent with your macronutrient intake and your training. Going into a diet, we want to make sure that consistency has already been established, because once we start dieting, the consistency of hitting your macros each and every day, near perfect. All right, we're talking about within 5 grams, the consistency of hitting your workouts with the intensity that you need to be there, okay? If you are not consistent with hitting your macros and you are not consistent with the intensity of your workouts, you are probably not going to see the results that you are hoping for or that you are wishing for, all right? That is going to be huge, because the body can adjust quite quickly to a lower macronutrient intake, and unlike reverse dieting, we need to be more aggressive when it comes to fat loss, especially in the sense of when we are taking calories away if we have plateaued, or adding cardio in. All right, so that is the when. All right, so we have added calories in, our calories that are a point where we feel safe that we can, take away a lot and have a good longer dieting phase. The consistency is there. You've been just really nailing that down. The intensity is there for your workouts. And you've been in a reverse for a while. That's probably an appropriate time to start a diet. I mean, you do want to be in a reverse probably for 4, 5, 6 months at least, to really make sure that we can put on some appreciable muscle, because the point of the diet is to unveil the muscle that we have put on. And so we want to make sure that our body is in a phase where it has the nutrients it needs, it has the calories it needs, it has the energy it needs, to actually put on some muscle before we actually diet down and start revealing that muscle. So those are all things that we should be looking at when we are starting to look at starting a diet. All right, so that's the when. So what should the diet look like? Well, you are initially going to see a caloric drop. Now, as to how much that is, that can be a little bit up for debate. Because if you get too aggressive each and every time that we cut calories, well, before we know it, we could find ourselves down at very dangerous levels of calories that are just not good for our health. So I always like to maybe start off around 300-400 calorie drop. We will take those from carbohydrates and fats. All right. And then we will add in a little bit of cardio, and it does depend on the person, what they've been doing previously, whether it's some extra steady state or we are adding in some HIIT training. That is going to be very individualistic, but we might bump that up a little bit. So if that person was saying, let's say they were doing 2 sessions of just 10 minutes of walking, well, we might add in, 5 minutes to that, right? Just a little bit, because remember, we always want to be dieting on as many calories as possible and on as little cardio as possible. That's always the goal of a diet, okay? So that's essentially what it's going to look like, is we're going to create a deficit right away, maybe add in a little bit of cardio, and then we just track week to week, okay? So that client will check in once a week, all right? And again, weighing yourself first thing in the morning after you've peed, and then that's what we go off of. And if we have seen drop, if we have seen change, we're not going to touch anything. There is no point of adding in more cardio or slashing calories even more if that person is continually losing weight. We want to squeeze out as much fat loss as possible with each and every cut, all right? So let's say 3 weeks goes by, they've steadily lost weight. We're looking at 0.5 to 1% of their weight. All right, so that's going to usually look at around a pound a week. Will average out. All right, we've plateaued at week 4. All right, so now we're going to induce another caloric cut, as well as maybe adding in some cardio. And again, it's going to be very individualistic. So we could, at this point, maybe just cut calories. All right, so maybe we'll take another 300 calories out and then go from there. All right, and we're just going to follow that pattern until we reach that person's goal weight, whatever that may be. Or, if it's prep, we're going to go even further, because we are looking to get then in prep that crazy leanness that is just insanely shredded. But for your normal person, we are probably just going to go for a goal weight. Once we get there, we'll go from there. If we feel that we can squeeze out a few more pounds and the person is still mentally okay with cutting calories a bit more and adding a little bit more cardio in, well, then let's keep going and let's keep squeezing out as much as we can. But it comes down to it, you want as many calories as possible when you're dieting and as little cardio as possible when you're dieting. Okay? So that's going to be it for today, guys. Brief overview of when is it the right time to start a diet and what should the diet look like. So don't get too crazy with your cuts, all right? We do not want to get down to dangerous levels of calories that are going to hurt our health, and we don't want crazy amounts of cardio. Our focus should still be that, the intensity of our resistance training that's going to help to continue to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, to keep the metabolism going. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy this stuff, please hit subscribe. I would love it. If you have any questions, comments, shoot me an email, tyler@prophysique.com, or just leave it down in the comments there. Have a great Monday, and thanks for watching, guys.